So, Cammie Croft, you do new media and then some at the Department of Energy. What's been your role since you left the White House? What have you been working on there?
One of the biggest things that one of my, first missions in coming in to Energy, Department of Energy, was thinking about building or rebuilding the infrastructure of the department to be able to communicate in the ways that all of us outside of government are already communicating. So one of the first things that we did was initially set up a department-wide blog, set up a department-wide Facebook account, set up a department-wide Twitter account, and instantly we saw a 30% increase in our traffic and the people that we were reaching with our online communications. But just doing the day-to-day and making that part of the norm in terms of what's coming out of our public affairs department, Department of Energy, is not enough to really be able to innovate in this space and utilize these tools in the way that I think the public expects us to, and citizens expect us to. We need to go deeper and really address some of the fundamental problems that we have with not only the design, the front-end design and usability of our website, but also the back-end technology infrastructure of our website. And that brings to us the Energy.gov renewal project.
Right. You mentioned something pretty interesting there. We're at the AFCEA breakfast here up north of Washington, and you were in a panel talking about Gov 2.0, Web 2.0 in government, and this really transition that you've been making at Energy, that it's not just about using tools to accomplish the mission of the agency, but also thinking about how to use them to empower people within the agency. And one of the things you mentioned was infrastructure as a core issue for Energy in terms of being able to accomplish those things. And you said you'd be moving to Drupal, open source content management system. What was the thinking behind that, and what's the timeline?
Well, we really want to move to an open source platform because we need to tap into something that in 5 to 10 years we know is still going to be innovative. We want to tap into a collective community that I don't necessarily have to go out and find all of that development talent to come on board and build us the next big thing. Because by the time they build that next big thing, the next big thing has already happened. So we're really interested in tapping in to what it means to be open source, tapping in that community. What's great about Drupal itself is, what's nice about it is that there are other entities in government that are moving and making a similar movement, so that the modules that they're developing specific to the government space we can also tap into and also contribute to, and it can be part of that collective.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
It does. I mean, one of the signature moves of the Obama administration, which you were part of when you were part of the White House staff, was moving the White.House.gov to Drupal, and one of the modules that came out of that was something for 508 compliance.
Yes.
Why is that important? And kind of what's the context of moving to Drupal there?
Well, with 508 compliance is it's accessibility law that puts a burden on us to, well, not really a burden, but puts it on us to make sure that all of the communications that we're putting out there are accessible by Braille readers and folks who are blind and deaf and have other handicaps. It's fundamental to us communicating online that we're accessible to everyone, not just and to all those minorities, not just a supermajority.
Okay. And so last question: if you're looking at, say, moving to Drupal, first or second quarter of 2011, somewhere around there?
We are hoping to launch in spring of next year on a new Drupal platform.
And will you be building it internally, or will you be looking to open source developers from outside of the Department of Energy?
We are partnering with outside firms to build the next version of Energy.gov.
Okay.
But we hope that what we do build, that we can then contribute back to the community. So it's not just good enough for us to just be taking what we want, but also to be giving back.
So if people have questions, they can find you at Cammie Croft on Twitter, or one of the best government handles around, at Energy. Okay. Thank you so much, Cammie.